Boys, Joel, Nico, welcome. Thank you so much for popping on and having a chat with me.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. I chatted with Joel about a year ago, actually. We chatted a lot about where you guys were headed at the time. It was this moment right here in time, which was Lifestyles of the Sick and Dangerous is out. Because about a year ago, you guys were releasing singles. I can't remember if the album was done yet or not, and you guys were sitting on it or if it still had to be recorded.
I don't remember the month when we had that, but I remember your face, so it has to be the same time when we released We Are No Saints or Balboa.
Yes, we chatted about Balboa. I remember that. And you said, Joel, that Balboa was the track that you guys were taking a little more seriously.
Yeah, it turned out to be a really, really great song, and it's performing still super well. It's played on the radios like all around Finland and Europe, and I don't know about States, but it's played in the rock radios, and it's streaming super well. So we had some pressure around that track because Dark Side was a huge fucking hit song, and everyone was waiting that what is the Blind Channel's next move, and all suddenly we came back with Balboa, and now it's doing super great. So it's happy to kind of go back in time to 1 year ago and remember what was going on. So it turned out to be great.
Yeah, a heavy hitter, you could say.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the things I love about that track, actually, because I was reviewing the album before I was going to sit down with you guys, is the verses are super aggressive, but the choruses pull back a bit.
Yeah, it's more laid back, I think, and that's also like something that made it special. That we have so much energy and speed, if you could say. We have a lot of kilometers per hour or miles per hour in the verses. So and then the laid back chorus it felt almost relieving. I think that's one of the reasons why the song works so well.
Yeah. Was one of the things I noted. I wrote that down. I thought, I don't know if that was the band or the producer or the two, but
the band and the producer were one and the same thing on this album. Actually, we produced everything by ourselves, so it was us. Yeah.
Okay, bravo. What goes into producing an album like this? And I know that that's a very big question, but I guess answer as you will.
We have no idea.
This is a mixed signal from us.
Try to make the music work. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Just try to make it sound like someone would love to hear it.
Yeah. And this could maybe be an offshoot, but I was reminded when I heard that chorus of Photograph by Def Leppard, because they did the same thing there. Not that you guys were copying Def Leppard, but really good songs kind of pull back sometimes. And if you listen to the chorus of Photograph, all of a sudden it's just like clean guitars and vocals. There's no distorted guitars or anything going on. And so was there any particular influences for like the greats that you were looking to as far as producers were concerned?
I think Bring Me the Horizon plays a huge role because they have a same kind of band chemistry that we have. They have an electronic music producer, then they have a really emotional lyrics and super heavy stuff mixed into that. So I guess Bring Me played a huge role for the main example here. And also I think we had a lot of influence from the hip hop producers because we wanted the tracks really to bounce like super low, and we didn't want to play the classical metalcore or rock card. We wanted to go into the new direction with the production. So we wanted to have like trap hi-hats and 808 basses and all that stuff. And maybe I would say that the new modern metal bands and hip hop artists, they were the influence for this album as a producer wise.
Yeah, and something else, speaking of the greats, that came to mind while I was listening to the record, Lifestyles of the Sick and Dangerous, which I'm old enough to actually have watched Lifestyles of the Filthy Rich and Famous. So I see what you did there. Is the last time I heard a band bring all of these styles and genres together and not muck it up was Linkin Park.
Yeah, well, that's actually no secret to us. Like, we wouldn't even be friends, let alone in the same band, without Linkin Park. Like, Linkin Park is what brought us together in 2013. Like, I was doing pop songs and producing beats for rappers and that stuff. The guys had these very metal bands in our hometown, northern Finland, and we kind of met at a house party, and the DJ played Linkin Park, and we were like, okay.
Wow.
We both are pulses like this, like we should do something together. And the important part is also that we never wanted to be like, we didn't want to be a Finnish Linkin Park or the new Linkin Park. That was not the point. We wanted to be the best, like the first blind channel and the best blind channel. And what we admire about those guys is they kind of pioneered the mixing of different genres. Like that's what we loved about them. And the way we thought about it was that if Linkin Park was founded in 2013, or nowadays we think if Linkin Park was like, if they started the band in 2022, what kind of music would they make? Like what's happening in the metal scene? What's happening in the mainstream? And is there a way of combining those two? And that's always what we're thinking. And I think that kind of thinking is what we got from Linkin Park. So yeah, we're fans.
Cool. Yeah. 2013, it's almost 10 years.
Almost.
Wow.
It is almost.
Wow. Does that person who was throwing the house party, do they ever like, bring that up?
I guess
Actually,
it is your friend.
I don't remember who it was.
I don't remember, but I remember that I wasn't there. There was Jonas.
You weren't there, yeah.
I was next day coming to pick you up from your parents' place with my dad's car. So
that's when we met.
Yeah, you had a terrible hangover, and I forced you to come to the band rehearsal. And
I also had a Linkin Park shirt, a short hair, and I was wearing these.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
That was
I remember that guy.
Wow.
He's not the same anymore.
No.
In the dark side, deep in the dark side.
Deep in the dark side. That's what happens, over 10 years. But don't fix him, okay? Whenever.
Yeah, is that a song reference?
It could be a song reference. Let's talk about "Don't Fix Me." Number one, I love that song. I could listen to that song on repeat for the next 10 years. The way that I described it when I heard it was everything about me is like in that song. It opens up with the add 9 chords, which I know is getting technical. But I love those chords, probably on a drop tuning, which is even sexier.
Yeah, we like them too.
And one of the things I loved about that track, and I wanted to ask this question, maybe I'm thinking too far into it, but it seems like the simplest song on the record, and it's called "Don't Fix Me." Is that intentional that you guys left it quasi stripped back? Because there still is a lot of stuff going on, but in comparison to the other tracks, it's like, here it is, "Don't Fix Me."
Well, like I don't think we did. We didn't go that deep with it, but but we had a version. We had a version of the song, but we weren't really feeling it. I think it was at parts even more electronic, and at some part it was even a lot heavier. And then we were like trying to find the best instrumentation, like what kind of beats we need, what kind of guitars we need to make this song work. And then I think it was our guitarist Jonas, like, who started brainstorming it with Joel, and then they like got this like, let's do it the easy way. Let's do like it definitely has this even pop punkish vibe compared to all the other metal or hip hop stuff we're doing. So it was something new to us, and it's been a great a live song, like song to play live, because it really gets people running and jumping and bouncing. There's a lot of energy in the song, and it is kind of simple. Wow, we've liked it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say that it has an incredible energy to it, and I think the simplicity of it lends to that. I think somewhere towards the end, maybe around like a bridge or a breakdown, there's a lot of electronic stuff, but otherwise, like, as soon as it kicked in with those add 9 chords, I was like, all right, you've got my attention.
Classic nu metal thing to use those add 9 chords.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm old, so I remember, when Stained hit the radio and all those other bands, and it was like, this is it, and then it went away. But then you guys are here, so it's great.
Bringing it back.
Bringing
back the add 9 chords. Maybe we call the 5th album that. Bringing back the add 9 chords.
That's right, baby. Suspend the second. That's what you should call it. Suspend the second.
Love that. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Actually, a question. I saw on somewhere, Jonas has like this sweet Telecaster, and is that actually on the record, that Telecaster? Do you know?
I have no idea. I think they used mainly they used that Les Paul from Jonas, the guitarist that was helping us out. So we had actually a Gibson Les Paul for many songs. So that's what I heard, and that's what I remember. But I wasn't in the studio every day when they were recording guitars.
So true story. I was like, that can't be a Telecaster. It's got to be one of these babies.
Yeah. I remember they used a lot of the Gibson Les Paul.
You have to. You know? Cool. Don't Fix Me. I've got a note here. What does it say? Continues the theme of brokenness featured on the upcoming album. Talk to us about that. The theme of brokenness on the upcoming album.
Yeah, well, I think that's mostly the theme, lifestyles of the sick and dangerous, which was originally a joke about the lifestyles of the rich and famous, but we weren't famous and we most definitely weren't rich at the time when we came up with that joke. And then I
like how you threw that in there. At the time we weren't rich, but now, baby.
Yeah, like a subtle reference.
Yeah, I know.
No, we're not so good money. Let's not talk about money. We don't care about money.
That's
we
right.
just care about good music. But like,
yeah.
That was the joke, and it was kind of like the working title for the album. And nowadays, like when we finished the album, we were already touring pretty much. We were huge names, especially in Finland, even at some parts of Europe. And we realized that this roller coaster ride that's happening, it really fits with the lifestyles of the sick and dangerous, because this life is sick. It can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. If something like that's sick, like open to interpretation. And also the dangerous part, like we've seen what can happen to some bands that the roller coaster ride goes too fast, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
So it was a very fitting name for the album, and the theme of brokenness is definitely in there among the many themes. Like there's a lot of mood swings on the album. Like at one songs where the bad ideas were the worst people in the world, and at some point where the Balboas who keep coming back, and we feel like we're the kings of the scene.
Exactly. What do you think is it either about you guys as a band or individually maybe as personalities that has allowed you guys to go from 2013 to here and not take that roller coaster ride the wrong way?
I think it was super important that the breakthrough happened after the first 8 training years. We got to train what it is to be a professional musician and artist, and what it is to tour a while and write songs and be together as a band, to share a dream that is larger than life. So when that breakthrough happened, we were ready, and we knew that we can't fuck this up. We have to keep our group together. We have to believe in this. We have to use all the time, all the money, all the effort we have, all the fucking time when we are awake to build this dream. And that was maybe one of the most important things that happened to us, that our success didn't come easy. And
it didn't come too fast. It was a long way, a lot of many years of hard work, and now we're not taking anything for granted. We know, like Ed Sheeran says, that I'm well aware of certain things that can destroy a man like me. So we're aware of those things, and we try to stay away from those things, and kind of like, and we're good friends with each other in the band. Like we've known for almost 10 years. And we, like you said, we share a dream. So it's been easier. We discuss a lot. Like if somebody's going through a hard time or something bad happens, we're always discussing with each other. The conversation is always going on. So I think that's really been a strength for us.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think one of the things you mentioned was professional band and professional musician. Not just somebody with a dream, but somebody actually willing to, as you're doing today. You told me that you're spending an entire day doing interviews.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's your life. You have to well, a normal people could go like meet people and maybe have some good time with friends or girlfriends or whatever, but we are doing this is our life right now. This is all we got. Like
we're having a good time with you.
Oh, why thank you. Reminded of a Drake line where he said something similar, like I spent the whole summer in the studio. Basically, like everybody else is out at the beach having a good time, and thanks to me, you guys can listen to music while you're on the beach. Like,
I love it. But that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to the studio tomorrow. I think we are going to be there around 10 hours. And day after that as well, then we go hit more festival shows. Then we go to European tour. So every day is booked until the end of the year. Like you have to fucking grind if you want to be in the top, and you have to prioritize everything into this. Like this is the number one thing always.
Yeah. And I think it was Pitbull who said the real work is the grind. It's not.
Yeah.
You wrote a song, great. Now you got to go work that song. You got to grind that song. You got to tour that song. In which case, you just mentioned some festivals and stuff. So is that back open in Europe now? I've seen quite a few festival things popping up in my feed. It looks, minus the heat wave I think that's going on, it looks like a lot of fun. How's that gone?
It's been really fun. It's been really fun. Like the festivals are definitely going on. We played a lot of like 20 festival shows here in Finland. Then we went to Wacken Open Air. We played the main stage. It was gonna return to us because we played our first show outside Finland back in 2014 when we had been together as a band for a year, and we played in a Wacken metal battle. So it was at Wacken, but it was this smaller tent stage, only 10,000 people, right?
Only.
So now we opened the main stage at Wacken, and I think that was one of the best shows we had this summer. Like just 2 days ago, we played in Finland at Knotfest with Bring Me the Horizon and Slipknot. We shared the stage with them, and that was also like crazy. It's been a crazy festival summer for us.
I was going to ask, how has it changed over the last, playing shows and festivals, how has it changed over the last 10 years? And it sounds like the stages you get to share with, not so much maybe the crowd size. Has it always been festivals? I mean, it has always been that kind of thing?
Well, there were times when there really were like 5 people at our festival shows. Those things have happened to us as well.
I think that's scarier because you can actually see the person's face. You can see if they're having a good time or not. Whereas if it's like 10,000, it's just to see if people, you just get to work, do your job, you know?
Yeah, it's different, but we really appreciate that we can play to fucking huge audiences every night now, and yeah, we don't take it as a granted. We have to really respect that they're coming to see us, and every night when we go on stage, you have to remind yourself that this is something you've been working so hard, and this is a fucking dream come true, and it's a humble thing for us to play a live show.
You mentioned doing the Wacken Open, the metal battle thing.
Yeah.
Just once?
Yeah, we participated in the Wacken metal battle. We won the semifinals at our local hometown in the northern Finland. Then it was the Finnish final was in this festival here in Finland, and then the main final was, I think it was at the Wacken Open Air, the metal festival. But we don't know who won, and we don't know like what place we get, because all the judges were just like having a good time, getting drunk, and like it was just a party. So it didn't really matter because everybody like got to play at Wacken. So I think that was the biggest thing.
Yeah. Because I help out with the Canadian side of that. And I've always been curious. A lot of bands will ask like, okay, well, what's in it for me? So I always like to bring up, if ever a band has been on that, what's in it for you to participate in that? What did you guys, I guess, get from that? If that's an interesting question.
Well, it was the first time when we played outside Finland, and it felt unreal to go in Germany and see the massive festival. A lot of people. It felt like we were growing out of that like teenage band thing, and we were in part of that adult rock and roll world. Wow.
And it was kind of like a glimpse or a taste of what it feels like. Like I remember we discussed behind the stage that there's 10,000 people waiting for you to play. Like if you want that, you gotta work hard, and that pushes you to work harder. That to know that you always remember those 10,000 people, and you think, I still want that. So that pushes you to work harder and harder. And we actually landed our first record deal after the Wacken show.
Okay, very cool. That's the 2016 release.
Yeah,
Evolutions. It came out in 2016.
Wow, very cool. Something else you guys mentioned was after the festivals, you're going to go into the studio, and then you're going to go on tour. So with the studio, does that mean that new material is birthing?
For sure, you have to grind if you wanna. We are not in the top yet. We are in a good place, but we still have a lot bigger bands in our way, and we need to get to the top.
Yeah. What should we expect from the new material?
Well, like right now we've been experimenting a lot, like where we want to take Blind Channel sound next, and with like nothing's written in stone yet. But I think like we've been doing a lot of heavy stuff. Let's put it that way. We've done a lot of heavy stuff because there are still a lot of people in the metal scene that call us a boy band, and we don't mind that. We think it's a cool thing. But also like those people who are calling us a boy band, they're gonna be surprised.
You know, it's funny. I was chatting with Amaranth recently, and one of the things that came up was we're constantly striving to finally sound like a metal band. And I thought, you've been a metal band the whole time. What are you talking about? But I guess that's the thing, is if you write good music, all of a sudden you're not metal. Like, it has to be bad music in order to be metal.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Weird theory.
Because that's kind of one of my questions is, would you make this album again? And I know that's kind of like a broad question. Obviously, it's a very successful album. Why wouldn't you? But I guess from where you're sitting now, writing new material, would you do this album again? Lifestyles of the Sick and Dangerous.
We need to evolve, I think.
We have a lot better idea for the next album. It's a lot better. The whole concept is so fucking clear, and it's like a diamond in a red light.
Wow.
Yeah, and it like if we don't like doing same things over and over again. We need to keep the game exciting. We love surprising the audiences, the listeners. We love surprising ourselves and everyone. We need to, we want to evolve, like do things even better way, even more like compact and more energy, more everything. Let's just do the next album better. That's always what we're thinking.
Yeah, it's like Yngwie said, more is more.
It is.
Now, I've got some headline tour dates, because mentioned that after the studio where you guys are going to lay down some new stuff. We've got some tour dates. Looks like it starts in, well, it looks like you guys, what is that? I'm trying to read European dates coming from Canada. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. We do the day and then the month. So August 31st, you're starting in Hamburg?
Yeah. We go all the way until the first date of October when we play in Warsaw in Poland. And then we have a little chill until we go to LA to write more hits with the local producers and take some nice photo shoots and maybe video or something. But the whole year will end to Helsinki Ice Hall in our home arena. So it's the first arena headline for 7,000 people. And that's the year.
Wow. Very cool. Are you guys nervous at all about that?
No, I mean, I think this year we already done like 91 or something shows, so it's almost 100 show for this year, and it's just it's our work. We love it. We love going on stage. We just have to we have to remind ourselves that this is something we've been dreaming for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Every now we go on stage, be super thankful.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the word when you lose sight of the dream and it just becomes, I don't know, blasé. I'm trying to remember the name for that, but it's good to keep it fresh. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sweet. Any other questions you hoped I would ask, or anything you want to bring up about maybe the record, about what's going on? We chatted about the tour. You got a headlining show. You mentioned going to LA to work with some local producers. I guess why LA? Just because you want to sit on the beach? There's no beach in Finland?
Well, I think LA, they have a lot of cool people in the town, so
they do.
We have to experience. Now we've done with people from Berlin, so we also have to do in London. Then we have to experience the LA and maybe New York people at some point.
And songwriting and like photo shooting and all that which we're gonna do there. If you think about from that point of view, that's kind of like the Champions League. Like that's the biggest league there is. Like that's where a lot of things happened.
Yeah. Are you guys planning any just coming to LA to do that stuff, or are you guys planning to do some shows in the States as well as Canada? I'm not seeing anything for Canada, and I'm from Canada, and I would like if you guys came to Canada.
We've never been to Canada, but we're definitely want to come there, and we're also coming to US. I think at some point next year. Like this year has been so busy, and we still have a lot of things to do. But we're definitely coming there as soon as possible because we love to be on that part of the world.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Maybe work with some Canadian producers. And I'll get Bob Rock involved, you know?
Whoa.
Yeah. Like what you did for Metallica and Motley Crue, like if you could do that for us, that'd be
that would be super cool.
Yeah. You guys could come out with your own Enter Sandman. Sweet. Okay, that's pretty much everything other than the Finnish Grammy Awards. You guys want to talk about that?
Yeah, the awards are here. I have one on my home. I can. It's pretty heavy.
The awards are very heavy.
Yeah, it's
we won 6 of them, one for each band member, but it was difficult to carry them because they were so heavy.
Wow. Huh. Very cool. Yeah, what was that? Let's see here. Song of the Year, Most Streamed Song, Band of the Year, Artist of the Year, Rock of the Year. I don't even know what that means. Rock of the Year.
It's like Rock Grammy or something.
The Rock Band or Rock Artist of the Year.
Yeah, and then Export Award, which I guess is interesting. How do you feel about that? Are you guys now a part of the GDP of Finland? Like, are you guys like the next hymn?
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, we are easily the biggest new upcoming band from the young generation, like internationally, like easily. But yeah, I think him was way bigger than we are. But we are gonna be bigger in the future. We just have to grind a lot.
Yeah,
we don't want to lose to those guys.
No. And you guys sound better anyway. Have you ever listened to their recordings? Like, come on, they went cheap.
We love them. They're fucking pioneers.
Yeah, we'll listen to them all the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, so do I. I even leave my wife some of their lyrics sometimes, like to be romantic. Like, honey, you've got a razor blade kiss.
Nice.
Yeah, and she just rolls her eyes. She's like, have you been listening to him again? And then I but... All right, boys. Well, that concludes all my questions. Unless there's anything else, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with little old me, and good luck to the rest of your beautiful day.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us. Yeah. We'll see you around.
Absolutely. Cheers.